Welcome to Growing the Game podcast, where we dive into the world of African basketball. Kweku Kekeli is my name, and I'm your host for today. I also have here with me Mr. Junior, who is going to be my guest for today. Mr. Junior, welcome to my podcast, and how are you doing, sir?
Thanks for having me, man. It's a little bit cold in Joburg, but in the name of basketball, we happy.
Yeah, I can see that. That's very nice. It's also cold out here, but we have to do what we have to do to promote the game of basketball.
Ball is life.
Yeah, ball is life. So today we're just going to look at three segments in this podcast show. So we're literally looking at the Kalahari Conference that just ended in Morocco in the BAL, and we'll look at the Sahara Conference, which will be happening next week, I guess, in Senegal. And also we'll talk about the Vale.
Yeah, from the 26th, if I'm not.
Yes, sir. And we'll also be looking at the Vale tournament, which is going to happening next week in Joburg. Is it next week if I'm right?
Yeah. No, it's actually I think this week on the 20. If I'm not wrong, from the.
Okay, that's very nice. So to start with, were you surprised with what happened in Morocco?
Let me just. Of course, I was a little bit surprised because you have teams that have been at the BAL
Okay.
not doing so well. Then you have newcomers kind of surprising everyone.
Yeah.
You know, the champion of Egypt. They're basically new to the BAL. They might be champions of Egypt and a very, very good history of winning trophies. But the BAL, they're like newcomers. So to see them going 6-0, then you have teams like the Fifth Union Sport of Rabat
Yeah.
struggling. Then you have Stade Malien struggling. And after watching the first three games, I actually thought that Rivers were my favorites. I thought that Hoopers were the best team. Then when they met the Al Ittihad
Yes.
and they struggled big time, I was very, very surprised. I mean, yeah, I guess that's what BAL is all about. It's about surprise and anything can happen.
Yeah, sure. It's true. Anything can happen in the BAL. Actually, for me starting, I didn't put much consideration to Al Ittihad's team because I was thinking they will be coming in to this tournament with a lot of pressure because from their predecessors in the likes of Zamalek and Al Ittihad, whereby they came into the tournament and dominated the first season and won it. We had Zamalek win it in 2021 and Al Ittihad, Al Ali come in 2023 to win it. So I was thinking they will come in with that pressure on them. So they won't perform much for me in that expectation. To say they really surprised me in this tournament.
So, like on the continent, I might say, I guess many people didn't know about them on the continent, but this is a club that been there since 1914,
Yeah,
actually, and they've won quite a lot. So when you go through their history, then you understand that it's a successful club in Egypt.
okay,
Obviously, it's a surprise to us because we didn't know much about them.
yeah,
The pressure, yes. When one of your country team went to the BAL and won it twice, of course you have a pressure because now it's your turn and you are representing the country.
Mhm.
So of course you're gonna have a lot of pressure. So they prove that they can do it. They prove that Egypt actually can very, very good clubs, a basketball club in Africa, and that's what I did appreciate a lot about them showing us that actually that country got a lot of good basketball clubs.
Yeah, that's true. And besides, they've got some good lineups over there. They've got King George, where the former NBA player who played for Mavericks. They've got Kel Vinales. They've got experienced former defensive player of the year in the BAL, Ahmed Mahmoud. So I think they had a quite good setup
Yeah.
and they had a good bench as well. To say their bench was very solid.
They,
Yeah,
they actually they actually have a very good
yeah,
roster, a very well balanced roster of where you have very good American giving you plus like 19 points per game for George Kings. Then you have Deng, you have Kyles, like you just named. Like these are the people they have three guys giving you 10 plus points. So which is you actually don't see in other teams. Then when you look at their assists, I mean the top. I mean the starters they almost plus minus in two assists per game during the whole tournament, which is very impressive. It shows that they're playing as a team compared to other teams where like was a little bit like a one man show or two man show,
exactly.
and when you meet a good team like that, you can only struggle. So it was very impressive to see them playing as a team, and you can tell that it's a team that was very, very well constructed.
Yeah, exactly. And talking about one man show, individual plays on the field, I think River Hoopers is a clear example of this individual play, but I think experience from their coach, Coach Ogu, played a major role in this for them because
Yeah.
we saw in the previous season where Coach Ogu did the same thing he did in this season. He used a starting five to get the team to the quarter, the final stage. He never had problems because Rivers Hoopers never had a good bench, but he kept this consistency between
Yeah.
his starting five, and the starting five always does the work for them. So I wasn't surprised with them because I knew the experience of Coach Ogu will play parts in this season as well for them, and it clearly showed because addition of
My fear with Upas was to see. I was afraid that American Y might try to do too much, which they didn't do, because we've seen in the past where um, Amayo might just want to go for 40s and stuff like
yeah,
that, and it looks like he's playing by himself. And this time around, you can tell that they've been moving the ball around. So and every time they were moving the ball around, I mean, they were playing good basketball.
exactly,
So when you combine people like Rafael, then you have Amayo, then you have uh, I can't.
yeah,
These are scorers. If you can't move the ball with those people, if they have to play hero ball, I think you end up losing. Because you watch them playing, so every time they play with Shamba,
yeah,
Maxi,
Oma.
and as a point guard, and the ball is moving, it was just beautiful
And I
basketball.
was really
So likely, I think
surprised with Chamber's
the coach
performance.
managed to. Now, mind this, Shamba got there a little bit
Yeah, he
late.
got that's what I'm saying. I was really
So
surprised.
apparently, yeah. So it shows the value. I mean, it shows how good is the coach to put him in a position to help the team, and he did such a good
Yo,
job at the point guard position
he did.
and moving the ball and finding the open guy. So I think they really played good basketball. Yeah, they had to struggle against the Ali Tiad, but yeah, still was a good team.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a very, very good team.
They were going to struggle against Al Ittihad because they couldn't keep up that starting five to compete with Al Ittihad because Al Ittihad had an all-round team and the bench wasn't good for Rivers Ubers. We're talking of Okiki. Okiki comes in, proves some numbers, but it's not enough to push the team to that place, to where they want it because they were facing a tough side.
So my other issue is I know you want to qualify for the playoff. Most of these teams, if you look at their rotation,
Yeah,
it's more of a seven, like 6, 7 players rotation. I mean, maybe that shows maybe poor are some of these teams because you only have maybe 7 players playing, and if those, like you say, if those 5 starters struggle, then I mean, you don't get anything from your bench because you already don't trust your
yeah,
bench. You don't give them enough time to play and stuff like that. I hope it will change in the future because you have a roster of 12 players. If those guys made the team, I think they deserve, uh, I don't know, 2, 4 minutes to try to prove themselves, and you might get something out of them. But yeah, let's see how it goes. It's a playoff. Maybe things might change. You know, the BAL players move even after qualifying for the playoff.
that's true. And what's your take? Because I think the surprise in this Morocco, the BAL Kalahari conference was Fast Rabat. We were all surprised with their performance, knowing that they were the host team. Their performance wasn't up to expectation. I think it's from a technical side also because I think the coach had much role to play in this. I don't know what you think about that though, but for me, I think the coach had much role to play in this.
To me, you watch those guys playing, man. I felt like they, it's as if they were not even playing at home.
Yeah,
You look at one of the biggest gun who's the point guard, Jordan. Jordan, I mean, he was just a share. He was basically a share of himself compared to what we saw last
yeah,
year. He didn't give them much. This time around, they had the crowd behind them, but it was just a poor team, man. Like you said, maybe something wrong somewhere, but I didn't see the same team of last year. And to me, I was expecting quite a lot from Jordan.
Mm.
And it was just a disappointment to watch him play. He wasn't the same guy. I don't know if they were the overconfidence, but it wasn't really a good team. Maybe they'll get the wild card as the best third, maybe, and they might change things. But if they go with that same team and same mentality, I think they might be out very soon
But
from the competition.
I think also we saw Fofana come in the last two games where he was putting up incredible numbers. I don't know why he could have placed Fofana on the bench for the first four games because we all know Fofana. We saw Fofana play for
Exactly.
ABC fighters and stuff, and he was an incredible player. We saw him in the last two
Yeah.
games where he came averaging shooting from the 3 points. He was a threat from the 3 points line. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Zuzo was also exceptional on his days, putting in those threes, banging them from afar and near. So I think something was technical wise, something was the problem. Because we saw in the last game, the coach got a tech. He was ejected from the game completely.
Yeah.
So I think something wasn't right technically.
I think you have to deal with that pressure of you playing home and you're not doing well. The coach is not in good space. Yeah, talking about Fofana, I think this is a very important player. Okay, in the first three games, I'm like, okay, maybe he's coming from the bench. Anything can change anytime soon. Still, he didn't have enough play time in the whole tournament. So I don't know. Maybe the idea was to play more Moroccan players because this is one of the. If you look at their rosters, they basically have a lot of Moroccan in the team. You know, so maybe the idea was to run more with Moroccan than anyone else, and it didn't work out.
Yeah. Okay. That might be a point also. Let's take a look at the last team, which is Stade Malien from Mali.
That
I
man,
wasn't
yeah.
expecting much from Stade Malien, and surely they didn't give us any good run because I saw they couldn't keep up the consistency. Stade Malien always started the good nicely for the first half. The second half, they just lose the touch. I don't know how come, but they just lose the touch and everything goes off. And they were just depending on Koulibaly and Dumbia and their big man.
Diarra was lost, so to me, I was also expecting quite a lot from Diarra,
The
the
point
point
guard, yeah.
guard, and but it didn't give much, and maybe it got anything to do with putting together a roster because you look at this roster, which is also basically, let me just say it's a 90% African roster.
Yeah.
And if, of course, Diarra might be an American, but it's also he's playing for
Yeah,
the
he's a
Malian
Malian.
national team. So
So
if you put yes, so if you say it's Malian, so then you have a team made basically of 90% of Malian, and they didn't give much. From the first game, you could tell like this team is not here to compete.
yeah,
The body language,
exactly.
the fighting spirit wasn't really there. You know, and you still give them a benefit of the doubt, saying maybe they'll come back in the last three games. But yeah, it is what it is. And this is not a newcomer team. These guys have been at the BAL, so it was very disappointing. And I hope they learn from it, build a better team next time.
Yeah, I guess so. It was really bad. I wasn't expecting much from them, but they kept up some consistency in the first halves. Then in the second half, you just see they just go off. Everything just switches off, and you won't understand what actually the problem is. But I think it is what it is.
I
Also,
think I think like you. I think at some point we have to point at the management of leagues. If I give you the name Mali,
yeah,
I don't think you have uh, any idea about their league. It's not like it's a big league in Africa and stuff like that. So now you're at a level where your local league is not that big,
mm,
and you are in this multi-millions adventure. So to put together teams will cost money for some, and to keep doing it, you see that's why we're having teams that are going to be fading away because it's not a big market. It's not like locally there are big markets,
yeah,
a basketball big markets where they can generate a lot of money. So as the owner of a club, it's hard for you to put together a competitive, a strong team, 2 years in a row. I think they've been affected by that because when I look at their team, I think they had no much option than to just rely on local, on national players.
Yeah, that's actually true. Okay, so moving forward from the Kalahari Conference, I want us to look at the Sahara Conference coming up next week, which is going to be, I think, is going to be one of the
Yeah,
exciting conference also because we've got two new
yeah,
comers from this conference in the AS Ville de Dakar. That's the host team as well, and we've got Creole Stars from uh, Cape Verde as well, competing with the former
they're from
Cape Verde, competing with the Petro de la Luanda
and Monastir.
Monastir.
Then you have Monastir.
So there are
Yeah,
two winners in that group, two former winners in that group with the two newcomers. So I think it's going to be a good matchup.
Petro and Monastir.
Exactly, exactly. So I think
I'm 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 happy to see. I'm actually happy to see Monastir coming back. Because in a short time Monastir went up, then went down. It was a very disappointing season last year for them, and to see them coming back at this level, hopefully they will want. As a former champion, you might see them trying to regain the top, and Petro will try to retain the title. I saw the roster; they have a beautiful
yeah,
roster,
yeah.
and I'm more concerned about the newcomers.
They've signed Patrick Gardner, who played with them in the Intercontinental Cup, and they've signed EJ Anosiki, a Nigerian bowler, and also we've got Papi Baji from Senegal. So I think they've got good team. But the problem I'm having with this group is US.
But another thing, but you remember we also saw a mistake that in the past, Pedro, we tried to change a roster, 70% to maybe 60% of the roster by bringing people from all around the world, and it's always, it doesn't always work into their favor because now you damage the chemistry. This is a team that play very well at home, and when you bring quite a lot of players from around the world, sometimes it messes up your chemistry because they don't play the Angolan way. They start trying to play maybe the American or another kind of basketball, and it always affects them.
Yeah,
I know it did work against them, but if you look at last year's roster, wasn't really. They tried to keep the Angolan team mixed with Diabate and stuff like
yeah.
that. But if you told me now that they brought quite a lot of people, I'm a little bit scared that because the tournament is starting in few days, and for you to bring quite a lot of new guys, and yeah, I want to see how they're going to manage
I won't
this
say I won't say it's quite some new
this
guys
time around.
because for Papi Baji has been playing with them in the league. He was part of the team that won the he was
Okay,
part of that won the Angolan Cup, and Patrick Gardner played with them in the
okay,
FIBA Intercontinental Cup as well. So I think the new addition that will come in is EJ Anosiki from Nigeria. Because I think it's fair for them to add these three players
yeah,
because they lost two players to their rivalry club in Angola as well. So I think they just needed a replacement.
okay.
But going forward, I think US Monastir will be
So
yeah.
I'm actually looking at this roster from the Creole. I see the Tavares who's playing for them. Is he the one who played for Real Madrid, or is he the big
No,
guy? No.
he's not the one playing for Real Madrid.
Okay. Ah, no, it's not because this one is 18 years old, so it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
that's what. But I see they have quite a lot of local
Yeah,
players.
they've got the
They have a
players
lot,
and
but they also have a.
I call their setup the Cape Verde national team. They've set up a Cape Verde national team which they are bringing because
Okay.
part of the players over there are from the Cape Verde national team as well.
I see they have two Angolian. They have two Angolian in the team. They have a Nigerian. They have the guy from Rwanda.
Yeah,
They also have two. They have two American.
yeah, yeah. They've got two
They have two
Americans.
American in the team.
Exactly.
It might be a good team. They might be a good team to look after.
Mm.
And see how they'll do. But I'm not giving.
Let's not forget
I don't see them in the top three.
they've got this center from NBA
The wild
Academy.
card.
They've got the academy Lewis Uvo from Nigeria. I think that guy will be a
Okay, I
player
see.
to be watched. critically. He's going to be the next star from the NBA Academy to project
Is
himself.
it? Oh, is it the tall
Exactly,
guy?
the tall guy from the NBA Academy. I think he's going to be a player to watch.
Very good,
Yeah, he's
very
very
good,
good.
physical, and yeah, very
Yeah.
good kid. Can block shots. Very good defender too. So yeah, very good addition. So I hope they'll give him.
He's got a 7 feet wingspan, if I'm being correct.
I saw it. It's quite
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
It's cool, and he's only 17. So that's a lot of a bright future ahead of him.
We don't have to sleep on the Growth Stars. I think they are going to put up a good challenge in this competition.
Now, now that I'm looking at their rosters, I think I'm giving them some
Yeah,
chances.
yeah.
I'm giving them some chances. They have actually they have tall people, like an average of 198, and the age average of 27 years old. And I look at them, that mix look good to me. So I'll give them chance. I'll give them some chance to I can't call it upset, but yeah, I'll give them some
And
chance.
also
Yeah.
the chemistry is there because most of the players in those teams have played in the national team, Cape Verde national team, and they know each other very well.
Like you call them, how did you call them?
The
You
Cape
call them
Verde
the
national
national
team,
what?
the Cape Verde national team, they are just bringing the national team to us in BAL, just like the Stade Malien did.
They actually, so their first game will actually be against Petro
Yeah,
on the 26th April. So their first test is gonna be a big
a
one
very big
already.
one.
From the first game, I think that's where we see how
Yeah, we
good
can see how
or
good they are.
or bad they are.
And for me, I'm not expecting much from US Monastir this season as well because we've not heard any new signings they've made yet. Though maybe they can be making some signings, but we've not heard anything out here yet. And I think they are bringing back the OGs again.
But you know what they say about the heart of a
Oh
champion,
yeah,
right?
that's true. But basketball is revolving. As time goes on, people are building up. There's you bring in someone like Slimani and Liani again. Those are the two players that compete. Okay, they've got Hardy. I guess they got Hardy from the state as well, if I'm being correct with the name. So let's see what they can bring. But I'm
Yeah,
not expecting much from US Monastir this season as well.
yeah, Hardy, yeah, Patrick Hardy Jr. is there. I see they have a guy from Senegal, Babacar Sane, and they have a Nigerian, Michael Babatunde. Do you know? I don't see much, but he's 33 years old. I don't see much about him, but he's from Nigeria,
Okay.
and the rest is all Tunisian. So yeah,
Yeah, for me,
oh
I won't.
yeah, I don't know, man. I see they still bringing Sliman, but yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I don't expect much from
man.
them. I really don't expect much from them this coming season.
Actually, this is one of the old team, man. Like the average age is about 30,
Exactly.
30, 31, and
They are bringing the OGs again.
doesn't look good on paper, but
Yeah,
experience.
experience plays a role.
That experience sometimes can give you results. You know. So okay, I'm gonna put them number three
Okay, so
from the group. I think
you put in.
I'll have them number three. So I'll have Pedro number one.
Okay,
I think I'm going with Pedro number one.
okay.
And according to the element you just gave me about the Creole, let me check the Dakar playing home. I don't know much about them, so I think I'm gonna go Petro. I'm gonna go.
Dakar has got one of the.
I'm gonna go Petro.
Okay. Mm,
I'm gonna go Petro Creole, Monastir, and Ville de Dakar.
but don't sleep on Dakar. Dakar has got one of the best teams in the coming into this tournament. Let's not sleep on them. They've signed new players.
Who do they
They've
have?
signed new players in Will Perry, Divine AK, Gaye, Abdullahi Haruna, and Atta Majok. Those are the players they've got in their team.
Oh, they got
Yeah,
Majok. Okay, all right. Oh, Will Perry. I see they have Will Perry. All right. Aruna. Okay.
exactly. So they've got a good team coming up.
Man, I've seen the best of Aruna when he played for Cote
Yeah,
d'Ivoire.
ABC Fighters. Yeah.
Um, I know Will Perry. Will Perry can be hot and cold, but he didn't have a good tournament last season. Yeah, but he didn't have a very good tournament last season.
Yeah.
And my job is my job, and if you give him enough minutes, my job can. Yeah, and I hear you, but no, I'm keeping them number four. I'm
You
keeping
sure?
them number four. I think it's gonna take a little. I think it's gonna take. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because when you look at a player like Aruna. Aruna is more of a one-way player. He's like a scorer. He try to give you some threes. He'll try to, you know,
Mm.
they shoot a lot. This to me, this is basically a shooting team
Yeah, it's
because
a shooting team.
Will Paris will be shooting. Aruna will be
Ike
shooting.
will be shooting. Divine Ike will be
Yes,
shooting.
maybe my job will try to get rebound for them.
Yeah.
Yes, so I don't see a type of George King or a type of Amayo who can kind of go to the attack the
No,
rim
but
and
they
stuff like that. That's why I'm keeping them number four. I'm not moving them.
gay from Senegal as well. Yeah, so they've got
Okay, I see.
yeah,
I
they've
see.
got someone who can drive to the rim as well.
They actually okay. They have
Yeah, they've
see.
got quite local players also.
Yeah, man. Okay, I want to see. I think, but yeah, I'm keeping my list the way it is.
Okay, so
Maybe I'll be wrong, but I'm keeping the way it is. I don't see them going through
you have Pedro de Luanda on number one, Creole Star on number two, US Monastir on number three, and AS
on number
Ville de
one.
Dakar at number four.
Yeah,
Okay, I might take Pedro de Luanda number one.
yeah. The home team, the home. I'm keeping the home. Okay,
I'll go for Pedro de Luanda number one. Then I'll go for ASV de Dakar number two. Play Crow Star number
okay.
three. And I think US Monastir will be on my number four.
Woo!
Yeah, sorry to say, but US Monastir has to be on number four for me. Yeah, I think it will be a tough challenge for them this season.
Wow.
From the performance they put up last season, they are
Is
looking shaky in their league as well. So from their playoff stage they've been playing now, they look shaky.
Yeah,
So yeah, sorry for me.
but yes, OGs, yes. I'm just saying that they kind of used to the tournament by now. I feel like they have enough experience to beat the
Yeah,
youngsters.
okay,
So that's why I'm keeping them where they are. I know, but like you say, basketball changing. These youngsters can run them. Yeah, but I'll keep it. I'll keep my list the way it is. I think I feel too comfortable, too confident with my list, and I'll keep it out the way it
okay.
is.
We'll wait to see the results.
Not a
Yeah,
problem.
yeah. So our last point we want to look at is the Vale tournament. I don't know much about the Vale tournament, but I know it's been hosted in South Africa most of the time. So maybe you could brief us a bit about the Vale tournament, what it's all about.
So so this is a tournament that is hosted by the
Okay.
Edenvale Basketball Club with a was supposed to be a
Oh,
prize money of 1 million. The first ever, I
that's yeah.
guess, it's the first ever on the continent. 1 million rands. But that was last year. We also didn't believe in it because we asked quite a lot of questions. We wanted to see where's the money. You can't just come and say it's a one
Exactly.
million tournament, but where's the money? It happened that they were waiting for sponsors to put the money on the table. It didn't happen, so they postponed it
Okay.
to this week, and it's going to happen at the Sisulu Park,
Okay.
Sisulu Indoor in
Okay.
Randburg, in Johannesburg, and they will have Josie Nugget, they will have MBB, they will have I think Braveheart from Malawi, they will have Eden Val. I think
Okay.
there's about 6 teams, and on the lady side too. Because I think the lady wanted to be part of the tournament. I think they also gonna have the lady side. It should be more of a lifestyle, which mean musicians and basketball and everything that come with basketball. So yeah, it's happening this weekend. The tickets have been on sale and on compute tickets since, and yeah, we see how it goes. Hopefully the money is there and the winner we get the money when they win the
Okay.
tournament.
Okay. So my next question is do you think MBB will give their all, knowing that they've got a crucial tournament coming up ahead of them?
They need money. That's the reason why they're there. They need money. And you try, whatever comes your way to collect as much as you can. Like I told you, administration of a BAL team cost a lot. So if you have an opportunity to collect money, somewhere, you go for it. And it won't be easy, but you have, local clubs like Josie Nugget that you also try to get the money. It should be a dogfight because it's 500,000 rand, which might help, covering cost here and there. So I think they're going to go all like 100%. They'll go 100%. But knowing Josie Nugget also will come 100% well prepared because, like I said, it's the biggest money we never had in Johannesburg, and
Okay,
500,000 is quite a
okay.
lot of
So,
money.
who were the former champions of this tournament? Is this the first time it's been hosted, or it was hosted before?
Is the first edition. Okay, I can't really say the first edition because in the past they had a 10,000 tournament, yeah, the 20,000
Okay,
tournament. So this is the biggest one where they
to
moved from
500,
20 to
half a million.
half a million. Yeah, so in the past there were like small tournaments, but now it's like real money and big money. And plus they're going international when you have a Braveheart, which is a winning team from Malawi coming for the tournament. So you can tell these people don't just get in a bus and
Yeah, exactly.
just for fun. It's a lot of money, and it's going to be very,
That
very
would be very
interesting.
nice, and I think we'll keep the audience and the listeners updated on how things go on the growing the games.
How much money did you win in your tournament? I saw you
No, no,
lifting
no.
cups
That
there
was
in Google.
that was literally
How much money did you
an
win?
Easter tournament, so there wasn't no money involved. It's just an Easter tournament for fun, just for the community. Yeah, it was an Easter tournament. Yeah, yeah. It's going to always be a pleasure having you here. We'll actually meet after we will have this conversation again after the Sahara conference comes to an end to see whose prediction came right.
Not a problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You see, this was the first time we had to get things going, but next time we come well prepared and
Exactly.
we'll do much better than
Yeah,
this time.
exactly.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So that's all for the time we have for today. Episode for growing the game. Thanks for watching. And if you like this episode, be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on all social media for our latest updates and news from the African basketball continent. Thank you very much.